Let's do the intro here. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to Come to the show. Continuing well because I have a wonderful day on this 26th June 2025. We're talking about how I have a hard time. You're gonna see me struggling a lot with the numbers. Here's the reason. I was like, why am I struggling so much? We don't sleep normally, so when a day begins, it's actually ending for me. So this is a bit harder. So the plan right now, kind of complex. At 6 o'clock, we slept a little bit, which felt great. And then what we're gonna do is at 7 o'clock, at 7:45, at 8 o'clock, I got a battle. TikTok battle is a big battle. So I want to watch it for reals. So I've been watching that, and then incorporate it because at 8 o'clock is the perfect time where I start my videos because the sun is going down. Thanks, 8 o'clock. So let's get this show on the road. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. The Tower. I watch the moon traveling the zoo. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the show. Oh fuck, I forgot to come my dad. Fuck. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Can I call my father? Can't I call my father? It's weird. There you go.
Allô?
Allô, ça va bien? Allô, ça va bien? Allô? Allô? Aïe, 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 aïe.
Hello?
Excuse, ça a comme coupé.
Ah oui, tu ne parlais pas.
Non, non, je parlais. Écoute, Nat, es-tu proche de toi?
Oui,
Ok, peux-tu mettre son parleur?
oui. Vas-y.
Nat, ça va bien?
Oui, toi?
Oui. Écoutez, j'avais un message pour les deux. J'ai passé aujourd'hui à la banque. Demain, chez Rossi, il y a un méga spécial. Tous les articles dans le magasin, c'est 25%.
Ah, OK.
Fait que j'ai vu ça le matin, je voulais juste vous avertir.
OK.
C'est bon?
OK, c'est bon. OK.
Fait que bonne soirée. Ça fait plaisir. Bye.
Bye.
Maintenant. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ok. C'est industriel. Art equipment. Ok. On va checker ça. Art equipment. Oh yeah, let's go. J'ai trouvé. Career. Obligeado to join a group. Okay. There you go. Okay. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Computer Show. Because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th June 2025. It's very late, so I'm not gonna do a lot. I'm gonna do a little bit of videos, and then I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna go it again. I'm gonna do 2 rows of videos kind of close by because I fell asleep, and I want to have the batteries a little bit more. So I'll do like 45 minutes of videos, and then or I could do 2 times my videos separated 50-50. That could be cool. Anyway, you hear the nature chord, I guess. I walk the moon. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the Computer Show. Because doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th June 2025. I wanted to do a short. So this is kind of like a crazy short, but I thought it was really interesting. So my mom, she knows that I've been working well. She knows that I've been working hard and I don't have a lot of money. So she wanted to make me happy, and she bought me pistachios. My mom also wanted me to lose weight, so she gave me unsalted pistachio. And I gotta say, I appreciate the effort. And I did like it. So what I did is I took this. Well, this really is the most meaningless thing I've ever done. I took out the shell and I put the pistachio in, right? So now what I'm gonna be doing is gonna be adding one of my favorite spices, which is adobo seasoning. I love that stuff. I put that stuff on everything. Super good. Thanks to my Filipino friends for teaching me the ways of the adobo. Now it's not going really well. I'm really gonna put it a lot. Now I'll mix it. So why are we doing a short by that? Well, because I never tasted it. But this could be cool. Pistachios with adobo could be really cool. But it's also something kind of cool because I love pistachios, right? And yes, the fact that they were not salted, I didn't really like. But at the same time, one of my favorite snack, right? There's other peanut that I like more than pistachios. Well, technically speaking, I don't know how you guys call it, but there's like the one that's like a shape of a banana. I actually really like this one. There you go. And it makes it. And I was like, well, I could just say, hey, I don't like it. I could force myself to eat it, you know? But then I could actually put in the effort, put in a bit of thinking, put a bit of myself in it, and actually possibly do a pretty good product. So not because something makes you unhappy or something doesn't please you, that it will never please you, right? Sometimes you just gotta put a bit of yourself in it. And let's taste it. See? A lot better. Oh yeah. A lot better. Not perfect. I think beans is salty pistachio, but at the same time, I really didn't like it, so I was like, fuck that. Well, in the end, all that ends well that ends well. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the Computer Show. I'm just doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. Today, we're doing a little bit of a talk where we're eating pistachios, we're having fun. These are unsalted pistachios. We added a little bit of adobo spices to it to get a little bit of oomph. Today we're talking about subject, which is why receiving gift on TikTok, on other platform, made me feel uneasy. I have an amazing community, right? Although I don't make enough or nearly enough to really have a lifestyle through TikTok. I still have a lot, you know, and you guys are super generous. But every time that I receive a gift, I feel the need to say, you don't need to. And there's actually a really good reason for that. When I was really popular, people thought I was faking. Oh, he pretended like he doesn't want a gift. Here's why receiving gifts makes me uncomfortable. So first of all, I'll talk about why people gift on TikTok and on other platforms. It's like when you gift, you tip your barber, you tip your waiter. It's a way of saying thank you for your services, right? But it's more than that. When it becomes a friendship, when it becomes a kind of like a relationship, the person's like, yo, you bring me joy, you're my friend, I care about you, here's a bit of help, right? It's just a super nice thing to do. And ultimately speaking, see, there's two ways of saying it. Either it's my way of helping you, or this is personal support. I don't care how much you make on this platform, I want to help you out, right? Which is really nice in both cases. But it feels like sometimes it's forced. I know a lot of content creators, I know a lot of them who will pressure you into gifting, right? And that, because of that, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with asking for gift. I'm never gonna ask for gift. Even when I'm receiving, I'm like, oh dude, I hope this is not learned behavior from other content creator. So technically speaking, other content, you go to see another person live. Another person live, they're asking for support, they're asking for support, they're asking for support. And you're so used to giving support that when you go to another content creator, it just feels normal, right? My mentality. Because an act of kindness has now became a new norm. You're not doing to be kind, you're doing it because you think you have to. Which is why I'm uncomfortable with that. But then, even if you feel like you have to, then there's purpose. Well, I feel like this guy gave me some content, so I want to say thank you, and I feel like the way to say thank you is by gifting, right? However, my biggest problem is on only one platform technically. This only one platform is TikTok, and I'll be quite honest. TikTok is possibly the platform that is the easiest to grow on. It's possibly the easiest to make a living on. However, I love the platform. I love doing live on the platform. To be honest, sometimes I prefer making live on TikTok than on Twitch, and those are the two only platforms that I use for lives, right? Now, why is the issue? What is the issue with TikTok? Well, I think we have to go at other sites. So YouTube was one of the first social media to really pay for the post for your content, right? To pay its content creator. But then when YouTube did that, other people had to follow. So for example, Instagram, the way they do it is it's really nice. Instagram will get you like so what you'll do is Instagram will. It's kind of nuts when you think about it. It is so freaking smart. Instagram. Okay. Oh, dude. So I'm talking to a girl, right? And she's English, from Britain, and she was saying, "What do you want to see from content from me?" And I was like, "I want you to teach me how to make fry up and mash and bean, because it's a typical English breakfast, right?" And it made her happy. So, hell yeah. If she's happy, I'm happy. You know, little things like that. So, oh fuck, I didn't even check. We're good. So, Instagram what they'll do is, which is super interesting. Instagram, the way they do it is very interesting. Instagram won't technically pay you for posts. They'll pay you for some posts. But what they'll do is they'll do a algorithm and they'll push their top content creators. So, for example, you'll see a person like, I don't know, I'm gonna be old school. I'm gonna go with the Kardashian. And they're gonna have a big Instagram following, right? So then what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, hey, well, there's also Instagram Live where you can gift, but financial wise, this is where I'm trying to go, and this is where I'm gonna go a bit of a couple minutes, in a bit of time. Instagram will do is they'll say, well, this content creator is online with your brand, their content would be really appropriate for your brand. Their content and the way they act and their interests really aligns with your brand. So they'll facilitate talk between the content creator and companies. So you get sponsored, right? And that's thanks to Instagram. Now, technically speaking, if the content sell, and this is smart, if the content sell on Instagram, then Instagram's gonna get more sponsor. You understand? This is the way it works. So then there's other platform, which is Snapchat. Snapchat is one of the platforms that did it the best. So Snapchat understood that it's a chatting application, right? So they're chatting. But then when you're waiting for someone to answer your chat, what they're doing is gonna put story. So Snapchat is one of the app that's paying the most content creator. What they're gonna do is gonna put ad. What they're gonna do is, this is fucking smart. You don't understand how smart this is. They put an ad, okay, and they force you to do a minute video. Because they force you to do a minute video, you can upload a 20-minute video. You have to cut it at 1. They'll do it for you. So then you'll watch 3 minutes, you'll watch 2 minutes, then you put an ad. So you're putting an ad just like YouTube does, but more aggressive. So there's more ads, but because in between you're texting someone, in between you're doing something, you don't mind as much. A video that will take you 20 minutes to watch will take you 20 minutes to watch because, again, you're texting people, right? So Snapchat does it really well. Other thing, Twitch has a really good program. It pays peanuts. It pays shit. It doesn't pay good. However, Twitch has a really good program. You can have subscription. You can have bits. You can have see. Well, the thing is, which is super cool, with subscription, there's actual like benefit to it, right? You'll get special sticker and shit like that. But subscription is really a way of saying, I fuck with you. I fuck with your content, right? And then you'll have bits like, you know what? I may not be at every single stream, or I may not watch you every single month, but here it is, right? And Twitch, no matter what, regardless, they'll give you a ad revenue, which is, I think in 4 years, I have made $270, but I stream to 1 person or 0 people most of the time. That's still pretty good. And you see YouTube, you know, the ad revenue, the super thanks. Super thanks are also great because what they're doing is, for example, I have 1 million comments, right? Example, I have 100,000 comments. It's more likely, and I'm not gonna answer everybody. Well, if you have a super thanks, the content creator is more likely to answer the super thanks. And now, if you have a bigger audience, like a lot of super thanks, like, well, if it's under a certain amount of money, I cannot read it, right? Which is fair. It's depending on the content creator, it works. Now, my problem is directly with TikTok. TikTok, you see, TikTok makes it fun to gift. Really fun. For example, you'll have Heart Me. So the Heart Me is a way of showing support. Like, hey, you've been part of the team for this amount of time. It's to go with the show. So, for example, a Heart Me you'll buy it every single day. It's a cent, and the Heart Me will register. So, for example, this person has given you 323. Let's do 355 Heart Me. Next thing they're gonna give me a Heart Me is gonna be a year of support. You know, like, okay, well, you can see that. It's also really cool animation. The way they do it, there's really cool gift, and what they're doing that's really cool is they're constantly changing their gift galleries. So whenever you gift, it's completely different. The problem is, and this is a very unique problem because it's typical of Canada. So in Canada, you see, it's tough. It's tougher. Because in Canada, there's no revenue for content creator. There's no creator funds. There is one in the UK. There's one in the USA. There's not one in Canada. So all of your revenue, all of the TikTokers that you see that they're Canadian, the way they're making money is through battles, and they're making gift and gift and gift and gift. Now, those people that make a full-time living out of it, doesn't matter how good their video are. And this is why we're creating lazy content creator. Why are we creating lazy content creator? Why would I do a video if I'm not getting paid? Now, technically, to me, this is not true because I also do YouTube. So if I do a video, like for example, this video that I'm doing right now, you think I'm gonna be exclusive to YouTube or TikTok? No, I'm gonna put it on both. I'm gonna grow my following on TikTok, and then I'll get more followers on YouTube, which will pay me. See? That being said, this is important. Pistachio with edible rice is the shit. You're not really picking up the taste though, which is sucks. Kinda sucks. This is so good. My problem with TikTok is if you're making more money than out of a lot of other platforms, and you're not paying the content creator depending on where they are in the world. It doesn't make any sense. So my problem with receiving gifts, and this is very hypocritical. This is very an hypocrite. You can say that in English. I don't know, like Two-Face. Okay. If I was receiving gifts on Twitch, I would say shit. If I was receiving gifts on YouTube, I wouldn't say shit. The problem with TikTok is I shouldn't be getting money from people. I should be getting money from the company first. Imagine if you're a waiter. And I'm gonna take this example, and you can agree with it, you cannot agree with it. I don't give a fuck. This is how I think. You're gonna go to a restaurant, right? And you're gonna serve your waiter, and you order food. Your waiter is super kind. Your waiter is super kind, and they're really giving you a good service. Like, holy shit, you know what? This guy, this woman, gave us a really good service. We'll tip them really well. And then you receive the bill. And then on the bill is a small note from the restaurant. That said, our employees aren't paid. They entirely rely on tip. It doesn't make sense. Now, what will happen is a waiter will do less money. A barber will do less money. So the tip will come and balance it out, which is cool. But the reason why, and again, I'm having a really big problem because it's kind of dirty. Not a lot of people know there's no content creator fund. So when I started, see, so this is the truth, right? Put on the table, you can dislike it. This is the truth. I wish I didn't say it, but I have to say it. When I created my TikTok, it was just because I heard it was easier to grow on TikTok. So the plan was to grow on TikTok, and then it would transfer to Twitch. It would transfer to YouTube. If I'm being completely honest, and this is something I shouldn't say, but I don't give a fuck. The plan was always YouTube. Even if I started to stream on Twitch, the plan was always YouTube. Why? Because I knew YouTube, right? And it was just the simplest. So streaming on Twitch was a way to grow on YouTube, and TikTok was a way to grow on YouTube. Then Twitch grew up really quickly. My Twitch, which is insane, my TikTok, sorry, which is insane, is the first month I had 1,000 followers. From what? I'm uploading Elden Ring content. I was getting more views on my TikTok than Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube together. I was like, okay, well, this is the way to grow. So I made a lot of effort on TikTok. Then, you guys know what happened. I left my job, my boss retired. And my boss retired, and I was like, okay, you know what? I still want to do Twitch. Then I got really popular on TikTok. In 4 months, I gained 4,000 followers. Right? Then we reached 5,000. And I was like, you know what? Let's reward people. Let's start doing it live on TikTok. I was bored. I had free time. I still have free time, by the way. But it was more so like I didn't have a lot of, people. It was cool because Janice was there. Janice was like, dude, I'm gonna be there for your first live. My first live I had a mod, somebody that I trusted. It went really well, And I was like, I got a lot of people. I was like, holy shit, this is kind of cool. I had more people in 15 minutes of TikTok live than I had on a 4-hour stream. So of course. And then the channel grew. The channel grew at 6,000 and 7,000 and 8,000. When I reached 8,000, again, me being honest, when I reached 8,000, I'm like, when am I gonna get rewarded? And then, this is something I never talk about. Because I didn't want to talk about it. I don't like talking about money. The reason why... Okay. The reason why I don't like money is because I grew up in a family where I was always told life is expensive. You know how much we worked hard to get that food. We know, don't leave the lights on. Every time you leave, some stupid shit. Every time you turn off the light and you put it back on, it's 10 cents, which is not true. But I grew up with a very cheap father. My mom was very generous. My mom was making less money, was more generous than him. But it was always a problem with money. It was always such a concern. Growing up, I was like, well, I grew up poor. I didn't care. Now I have money, and I kind of care. And the worst thing is, that was a point of contempt for my father for a while. I was mad at him. I'm sorry. Oh, so good. I like my supper. My father always told us, hey, I was always like, Dad, are we okay with money? Are we poor? I thought we were poor. I never really answered. I said, oh, that's rude to ask, that's rude. I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Didn't know. So, for the first 16 years of my life, I thought I was poor. That's when I realized that, no, my father had money. He was just saving it. He was just smart with it. Now, it happens because when he was young, his family mechanics or situation was also very poor. One of the first jobs, he was the firstborn of the family, so a lot of the money that he sent, he had to send back to his family. My mom, the same situation. My mom very generous with money, very generous with money. And this is very personal, so very generous with money. Very spending. Like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy money because I'm alive. And it's always spending for others. Like, she would buy me a game I would come to my mom's house every 2 weeks. And she would buy me a game almost every 2 months. I don't know if you noticed, but that's 6 times 80. That's $480, you know, per year, right? That's a lot of money for what? For a game that I barely played because I was there 2 days out of 14. How much can I play those games, you know? And with always being generous, my mom knew how much I loved KFC. She would eat bread. She would eat bread because she couldn't afford more than that with KFC. You know? But then something happened to my mom. She had a boyfriend. They got into a huge fight. The house was in his name. And he told her, get out. I don't care where you sleep, but you're not sleeping here tonight. And my mother, that's a true story. My mom, at 59, 60 years old, was in the streets. Now, she had a place to stay. She's good. But then she was like, never again. So she started stressing. And she went to buy a condo, so she borrowed money. And she bought a condo at 60 years old, which is not a good thing to do. Why? Because 60 you're supposed to stop to think about retirement and about your pension fund. My mom, she bought a new home, which was $400,000. You know, it's a little cash. You know, so it's a lot of fucking money. She's not even done reimbursing it. She's 67, and she's not even done paying back the bank. You know. So yeah, so I always thought I was poor. And I always grew up with people needing money. And I was like, I want to be the one guy that don't need money. Because I'm not going to let some piece of paper rule my life. Right? Which is why, when I have money, I'm okay. But when I don't have money, I'm okay too. You know? It's always a question of how you handle things. You can be happy with $2. You can be happy with $20. Right? And now with $2, what can you buy? Well, you can go to the dollar store and buy fucking ravioli. Buy a bag of chips and a drink and have a little snack. With $20, you're gonna do what? You're gonna go to a restaurant order a burger. It's gonna give you one meal, right, for $20. You know, that's how you spend your money, and you have to be smart with money. Moving back to discussion, I have a hard time with a platform completely refusing to pay their content creator. Now, technically speaking, why am I okay with other platforms but not with TikTok? Well, because other platform, you're not solely reliant on people giving you money. There is a professional. There is in French we say entrepreneur. In English, I would say there is. I used to know this shit. I thought about this before. Kind of like a paycheck, but from a company. Your shares of the market, if you will. Your share of the money that you made them, you know? It's like a partnership with a company. You allow me to use your website, I'll post videos, we share 50-50 or whatever, you know? I don't have a problem with that. Then, if people want to help, then they can help because I'm not reliant on them. If people give, I'm grateful. They don't give, I don't need it, right? TikTok, like, dude, you have to make money. And then, it's kind of nuts because people, they don't have a clear salary. They don't have a normal salary. So when they do that, they're like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do? You know? Well, I'm going to be live more often. When the problem with being live more often, and this is the crazy part, because trust me, I watch a lot of French Canadian. So again, the way TikTok works is I'll give you, I'll recommend some content creators that live close to you in your vicinity. So I live in Montreal. They'll give me content creators that are from. There you go. What they're doing is, and that's stupid. When they don't make enough, they go live more often. Because they go live more often, they get more gifts, right? But then they get gifts from people. So 1 month, well, I did 400 hours in a month. Is that possible? No, that's not possible. That's not possible. How much is that? That's 25, 24, 7, that's 148. No. I'm not good at math. 7, 24. That's 168. Yes. No, it's 188. The calculator. Come on, you know this. 7 times 20, 140. 7 times 4 is 28. 140, 28, that's 168. You're good. So I would go live for, I maximum go live for 168 minus 8 times 7, which is 56, is 100, because you need to sleep, right? And I would go live for this amount of time, and this is the most I can do. I would go live from waking up to going to sleep. And I would make some cash. And technically speaking, the people who were gifting me are the same people, because they're my community, right? And the next month, I'm like, fuck. I'm still short, so I'm gonna go live as much. And people are gonna give me. And after 5-6 months, well, the person's like, I don't have money to give you. And you're like, well, I've been live for so long. TikTok is not paying me, so what am I going to do? Well, you have to figure out the plan B, right? And that's tough. That's tough. TikTok, you're gonna have months where you're doing really good. That's social media. You're gonna have months where you're doing really good. You're doing let's say 3. There's no money involved. There's no amount of money, but let's say 3. You don't understand why. Let's say we're making 3, right? Next month we're really fucking well, right? I made 5. And I spent a lot, and I spent a lot, and I spent a lot. The next month I don't know what happened, I got 1. So now I'm 3, which I kept. Spent some of it, so let's say 2. I got 5, I spent a lot of it, which says 2. And now, the last month I have 1. Are the leftover from the first 2 months enough to cover that month? No, so I'm fucked. You understand? That's pretty much it. So I don't believe in a total crowdfunding. Because, and also, so this is going to be a bit of a magic breaker. And it's going to be something that you're not going to like to hear, but somebody has to tell you. The people that are making money on social platform are not going to leave, right? So the problem, they're not going to stay. So the people that see this as easy money will stay for 10, 20 years, and they'll ask for money for 10, 20 years. So because they need money to survive, they need money to eat, to have a rent. if there's no like company money, it's only crowdfunding. It won't work because you're gonna ask money from people for 10, 20 years, right? There's this guy, and I watch him. You guys know him, DSP. He's been making content for 17 years. And if you look at his views on YouTube, it's 1,000 views per video. Like 1,000. You know how much that pay? That's $5 per video. Let's say he posts 10 videos a day. That is how much? $50. Let's say he does that the whole week. No, he takes a day off too. He does 6 days a week. So 6 times 50 is 300, right? Now add it to your months. That's 1,200. Can you make a living out of 1,200? No. So what you do, yeah, crowdfunding. That's his leftover, right? That's pretty much it. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. But then again, the thing with content creation is, well, if you're not happy, don't do it. If you're not happy, do something else. If you're not happy, find a job, right? See, it's the same thing as a painter, same thing as an artist. Do you honestly think that a production house of a certain CD, like for example, I don't know who's your favorite musician, let's say The Goat, Mac Miller. I want to like, I miss Mac Miller, so let's talk about Mac Miller. You think Mac Miller was paid hourly? No. You think he was paid monthly? No. He was paid royalties, absolutely. It was paid by the album sold. The production house had some profits, but some of the sales went to him. So for example, they were selling the CDs $20, and he was making $8, $9 per CD sold. Sold 100,000. That's $900,000. You know. But then, and that's a lot of money. But then you have to make it last. Because if you don't write for 3 years, if you don't write for 2 years, you don't produce. Well, if you have to pay for your scripts, you have to pay for studio time, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know? And that's pretty much it. Anyway, long enough video. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink as you're buying. Welcome to the Commentary Show. Just doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th June 2025. Today we're talking about Silver and Blood, which is a game that we started today. Now, Silver and Blood is kind of really fucking cool, I gotta say. I wasn't sure what to expect, so I've been looking for a AFK game, but somewhat of a more passive. Because what I do is, on this one I play the passive, and on this one I play Final Fantasy, which, again, is more content per day than you can ever produce because you're doing 2 hours of content for 1 hour in real time. So I was looking for something. I'm going to talk about, this is going to be a long video. I was supposed to do it short. Let's do it long. You guys don't mind. Since Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains, I've been really in love with that. I haven't found, this was my really first game where I love this kind of content. And Silver Blood in Tears is a gacha that plays kind of similarly to it. And I played a lot of games. I played some shitty one. Temple of Shadows, One Piece, Treasure Cruise. I played a lot of fucking games. And I never really found something. And Silver and Blood is kind of cool because Silver and Blood, first of all, you have a story. Final Fantasy is good. Why? There's no story. So I can watch something in the background. You want to know how I relax? I watch a show. I have this in the background. And I'm playing Mobile Gundam. Because there's a story, but I'm not going to read it. But this is kind of cool. So what ended up happening is, okay, well, Silver and Blood have a good narrative. So the story is like, okay, well, you're this kind of vampire, right? And everybody's hunting you because you're a vampire. But then, are you the good person? Are you the bad person? You're fighting against the church. Is the church the good people or the bad people? Now, there's other things. You're fighting against the elder. The elder don't believe that you're the chosen one. So you're supposed to be the chosen one, right? And then where I'm at, which is 2 hours in. The tutorial is crazy long though. I'm 2 hours in, and the girl who saved us is now in prison, so you have to save her. We just got our summoning, we just got a lot of things, so it's really cool. Blood and Silver started out last week, and it is really nice. Honestly, the graphics are super nice. Very pen and ink, very well designed, very retro looking, but it's fluid. Yes, it's fluid. Your character movement, they're super nice. It's a really, really fun game. The story so far is really cool. again, I just started. I started 2 hours and a half ago, and already we have a super good unit. So we're doing well. Do I recommend it? It's too early to say, but as much as AFK goes, this is possibly the best game that I played since AFK Journey, to be honest. And it's just so nice, just because of the art style. See, things like that. Now, I'll be completely honest, okay? And this is a bit of negative thinking, and you shouldn't think negatively, but let's be honest. A game like that, narratively, are super important. So I'll be, again, I'm repeating myself, but I'll be super honest. Was this the first game since AFK? No, I forgot Gundam. Gundam is the same thing. Gundam is a narrative. You have an auto. You have a gacha mechanics. Gundam, why is it good? Because the story is great. Why is Gundam good? Because the battle system is nice. It's a tactical RPG, right? So you're gonna have units that are hitting like a brick. You're gonna be units that are going through a lot of the field. You're gonna be units that are tanking. So you have to have a balance, right? But the story is really good. The story is based on the manga and the anime and shit like that. So a thing like Blood and Silver, the story being good, this game will be boring. For example, we're playing the tower. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Do you think... Oh, that phone is too hot. Okay, we're almost done anyway. Do you think I could talk about the tower for this amount of time, for a year and a half? Well, let's say a year. So this one I've been playing for 2 years. This one I've been playing for 1 year. Let's play this one for 1 year. Let's just say 1 year, right? Let's say I play 4 hours a day. Every single day, just have around 1,500 hours. Now, let's do time 3. Because we're playing 3 part, right? So it's 4,500, right? Do you think I have enough to save for 4,500? Now there's some unbelievable grace. For example, technically speaking, I'm filming this. I'm filming the tower. So when you see the tower, you hear me talk, which is great, right? That's one. That is one. Now number 2, which is also super important. Gundam is a good story, so I don't have to talk. Blood and Silver has a good story, I don't have to talk. Let's, for example, these are games that I want to relax to. When you play AFK, you should relax to AFK. In Blood and Silver, the saving grace is again the story, the graphics. So the story is going to be super interesting, but then you're gonna get stuck because you're gonna need some stronger units. You know, there's a gacha system. If someone for a gacha system. So all you need to do is just draw a good player or make a character stronger. It's super simple. So you're gonna be grinding a lot. Now grinding a lot only matters if the game is beautiful. The Gundam Eternal, what I do is a sweep system. The sweep system is a system where you sweep, and instead of playing the game, you just sweep. So there is a bit of a easier time when it comes to grinding, right? The game like Blood and Silver, the fact that it's beautiful, there's a good story. When you want a story, it's there. When you want something beautiful to look at, it's there also. Now, I am gonna give an extra amount of points for Silver and Blood. And again, this is gonna sound really bad, but I don't care. It's in English. You can hear people talk English. The voice acting is good. Arknight, I had to read. Gundam, I had to read. To break the chain, no, it was voiced. You don't understand how positive it is to be voiced. Most of my videos I talk. Most of my content I talk. Right? And there's time where I lose my voice because I'm so fucking tired, you know? So that's pretty much it. So Silver and Blood, really, really recommend it. Really recommend it. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay. I have time for another video. You're so fucking loud, dude. You're so fucking loud. Everything else, you're cool. You're okay. This, you had to be loud. This, you have to be loud. That's my boy. James, I fucking love you, dude. You're my boy. Okay, so now, I'm gonna check out my notes to see what we have left. So, Silver Blood, Final Fantasy, making content, Final Fantasy. What are they talking about that Final Fantasy? Okay, cool. Making content. Okay. With job. We're gonna do this after. Gundam, we're gonna do this now. Live, okay. I don't have that much content for after. Holy shit. So I guess let's go, because I don't have any more content to do. I have Final Fantasy. Okay. Good. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to make some content. How much time? Fuck, it goes fast. I'm a survivor. Okay, good. Let's go work a little bit.